education today is a product. So many people think that these schools all just have altruistic motives and they want the best for your child and the best education and the best experiences, but that is not altogether true. And I think it's really important and really significant for everyone to understand that when people are pitching their school, their university, they are trying to sell you something. And I am not telling you that, just because they're trying to sell you that they're selling a bad product. No, that's not the point. But it is important to know, okay, well, what is their motivation? Is their motivation that they just want the best for you and they are all for you and that the more that they help you, the better it's going to be for them? Or is it the case that they have ulterior motives? It's just important when you're going into a deal with someone, you want to have some idea of what is their motive. Many times when I've been through deals of selling cars or looking at houses or things like that, one of the questions we want to know is, so why have you decided to sell? What is it that's motivating you to move on? Now, can someone lie to you? Of course they can. But a lot of times that can give you a little bit of perspective as to what's going on. A buyer or a seller who really doesn't need to has a very different situation than when you're looking at somebody and it's like, hey, so why are you looking to sell? It's like, well, this was my mom's. My mom just passed away. I really need to get rid of it. I don't need it. All those sorts of things. Their motive can be very, very different as opposed to, somebody who really needs the money, right? I'm going to look at those two different buyers and sellers very differently. And so I think it's important to know, it's like, look, when somebody is trying to pull you into their university and their school, there's money behind it. They want you there. Why? Because it's going to make them money, because it's important for them. And the other thing that's really important is, you know what? If you fail, if you don't pass, if you don't get a good education, how does that affect them financially? And I'll tell you, most of the time, it doesn't. It doesn't. The fact that 50% of students are dropping out of colleges doesn't really bother them. The fact if you graduate with a full degree, but you don't know anything that you're talking about, they really don't care. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there are some great teachers out there, and I know that there are those teachers out there that care about you, that care about your education. But they're not oftentimes the ones trying to sell you on getting into that university. So be mindful, be careful, and pay attention to how much are you paying and why should you pay that much? Because you know what? Research and studies have all been done that you going to a $150,000 school or you just going to a $20,000 school, the education that you're actually going to get isn't necessarily that much different. In fact, I guarantee you, the stuff that you're going to learn, not significantly different enough. Not at all. And, sure, your experiences might be a little better. It's I'll tell you, your networking better be better and your experiences better be unbelievable. Because guess what? For $100,000, I can guarantee to find you some great experiences for that kind of money. So, absolutely understand. Education is a product and people are trying to sell you on that product. And it is not the case that that product is always going to be the best thing for you and your situation.